My name is Trae Price,
And I am Chris Champagne.
and this is Loose Change, the show where we show you games for $20 or less. Today we're talking about Heat Signature made by Tom Francis, who you might have also known made Gunpoint. Chris, I didn't get to play a lot of this game. It's been a
Just tell him straight.
I'm just I want to keep it honest. I want to keep it honest. I want to keep people abreast. It's been a busy holiday season.
I
However,
mean, yeah.
we still want to talk to you about this game because we do believe that with the holiday seasons coming, you don't have to break the bank to have a lot of fun. And Heat Signature is one of those games that are so fun for so cheap. Chris, you played a lot more than I did. Tell them about your experience.
I did. I played a decent amount of it. Now, I didn't get like too far in the story, which is always the case with us doing loose change things. Like we're really just trying to get a feel for the game. So everyone watching, I apologize. But on that note, you brought this game up because I would like to point out I usually find the games that we play for these, the indie games, because I'm always trolling Steam for indie games. But Trey Price, everybody, found this game. And when he sold it to me, he was like, "You played a lot of Hotline Miami, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love that game." And he was like, "Play this game." So I was already skeptical, because what do you know about Hotline Miami?
I know it's hard, and I don't do dual joystick. I don't do.
Yo. But no. But once I got into this game, I knew exactly what you meant. The way that the game works, everybody, is basically you play what is essentially a space pirate. I don't know if I didn't pay attention to the specific terms that they were using for a lot of stuff, but it didn't seem like there was any other word for what you're doing. You're like a bandit, a space bandit.
You're a mercenary almost because you're taking jobs for hire.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
kidnapping. You're doing all this stuff. You're doing mercenary work. However, the people you work for might be called space pirates.
Yeah, exactly. I will give them that then. You're a mercenary because you're getting like jobs from other people. That's the entire point of the game. It is a top-down dual stick shooter, but if you play on PC without a controller, you can just use mouse and keyboard, WASD, all the regular stuff. But it does play a lot like Hotline Miami in that same top-down sense. You've got a bunch of guns that you can choose from, different weapons. There are different items that you can use to like do different abilities. And when I first started, and you said that it was like Hotline Miami, I definitely thought like I was just gonna go in guns blazing. But this is not that kind of game for the most part. Like there were a few missions. Once you get the feel for the game, I went back and did some easy missions because they're rated easy, medium, and hard, like for difficulty and what your enemies are going to be using. I went back and did some easy missions with my like upgraded loot, and I basically Hotline Miami did. Like I just ran in and started killing people left and right. But if you play like medium missions with like certain requirements for you to complete it, or if you play hard missions on any requirement, you definitely have to like plan your way through and really think about what you're doing. Did you ever get to those like points in the game where you were getting hard missions?
I think I tried a hard mission, and I think I was doing good. I think I was doing good. And then I didn't notice the alarm and what that meant. See, okay, so people, if you don't know, when you're in a mission, if you get noticed, because you can go through stealthily, which is pretty much preferred. But if you do
Yeah.
not go stealthily and you get noticed and there's an intruder alert, guess what? You have about a good 50 seconds. And it's a slow tick down, but it's still 50 seconds, I think, or 60 seconds.
No, so it's I've had it does change based on the mission, but usually it's like a minute. I've had one where it was like 116 seconds I got, but that was like an easy mission. They were like, honestly, it doesn't really matter if you get seen. I got kicked out of that spaceship twice and still beat the mission. Like it was crazy.
Okay, so I was getting down to the wire, and I got the objective was to kidnap this person. So you knock them out, you pick them up, take them back to your ship. I got down to the second, was on my way back. You have pulled into an enemy station. Say
Yeah.
goodbye to Flappy Butt Jakes, and it was like,
and it's and the worst part about it is, so I will say this is definitely a game that's more about the gameplay than the story itself. Like there is stuff going on. You're trying to take back the galaxy. Basically there are a bunch of different factions, space pirates, the Federation or whatever, and you're on the outskirts of all of that. But you're trying to liberate these outposts and get all of your resources back, that sort of thing. It kind of follows a Star Wars Battlefront 2 Galactic Conquest sort of feel. um but they like, and so because of that, each character that you have, when you die as a character or when you get captured as a character, just another one pops up. Random weapons, no money, just pops up in the bar. So it kind of makes it feel like no one really matters that much, but they also kind of did a decent job telling each individual person's story. Because I definitely had that same thing happen to me where I was playing a character in my game who was named Catch. I think it was Catch Morgana. And so I was doing a bunch of missions with Catch Morgana. And obviously, there's a character in the bar that you get your missions from that is like the main story progression character. And so each character that you play as has their own personal mission, and you talk to her to get it done. But she obviously charges you, so you have to get a bunch of money first. So I don't know what Catch Morgana's mission was, but I was trying to raise money for it. I got captured by the Federation, and so they did the thing that it says specifically is everyone at the bar is like, tonight we drink to the memory of Catch Morgana, captured by Federation, whatever. So that happens. I'm not too worried. I have a bunch of other characters, and that wasn't even like the main character I was playing who had all the stuff that I liked using. But when I get back to the bar, there's like a Peter Morgana now. And I was like, that's weird, just random names. And it just happened to be another Morgana, whatever. So I click on him because I'm like, let's play this guy. I talk to the girl that gives the personal missions, and his personal mission is, the Federation took my daughter. I need help getting her back. And I just immediately was like, well, the story in this game just got way better. Like, this is incredible that that's even an option. I also lost the next mission I chose with him. He was also captured by the Federation, but the idea was pretty cool.
So wait, was there an older man who was at the bar?
No, there was no. I was actually looking.
Morgana.
Yeah, I was actually looking for an older dude. I was like, so is someone gonna come back for their son who went back for their daughter? Like, no, there was no older man.
No,
but it was pretty cool.
Ends there.
Yeah, no, they both got captured. They're gone forever now. It was just there's not much else. It was just wild that even happened. So the story in this game is pretty cool, but that's basically how people die. Like, the only way that you can really die in this game is to get captured by the Federation, or if you're on a ship and you get like shot, so now you're bleeding, or you get knocked out, so you're unconscious. What they do is the people that are left alive on the ship that can see you, or at least know that you're there, will pick you up and throw you out the airlock. And so you have a set amount of time while you're out in the airlock to remote control your ship and get yourself back so you can finish the mission. And if you miss enough, you die. And honestly, with the movement of the ship, I had trouble catching my people a lot.
I didn't know what the slowdown was for my ship for the longest time. So I just kept whizzing by myself, and it's just like, yo, I am just really bad at pilot. Now I know, but I'm in space though, and I'm losing breath, so it's really hard to control your ship when you're out there and you're losing.
No, I think I had a decent job of grabbing my people back, because I knew that everyone that might not know this, like Trae did, right click is to slow down.
Yep.
So
yes, it is. Yep.
So
tips for once you playing.
Once you slow down next to your person, technically in space you never stop moving. You know, the whole relativity theory thing. So as your guy is moving, you just, like, the ship floats next to him. So it makes it way easier to get your guy back. So once I figured that out, it was kind of simple. But honestly, I thought that was a super cool thing that they did too. Like, everything about this game is really interesting, and I like how it was done. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Do you?
No, I mean, I think there's more that we can go into about the combat, because while I did sell this to Chris as being a lot like Hotline Miami, there's also the game creator's previous game. I said game way too much. Gunpoint to see in this, because if you ever played Gunpoint, it's a lot of strategical. You're a spy in that game, having to infiltrate buildings. You can see where a lot of similarities happen.
Yeah.
And he has different gadgets that he uses in order to get in and out of buildings. And a lot of those is like taking your mouse and sort of pinpointing different, like, changing circuits in order, so this light switch opens this elevator door, and this light switch causes the person to get electrocuted when they touch it. It's very strategical in how you do things, and you have this ability to jump through windows and stuff. So a lot of the glass breaking physics are really good in this. For a top-down 2D.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
You know, it's very cool, very visceral type stuff. And that's a lot to the sound design, definitely. But there's a cool mechanic in here where you can stop time, and you're able to. And it comes back from Gunpoint. You're able to switch things if you have the right device. You can switch items, people, with yourself in the game. once again allowing very versatile gameplay. I think there's one point in the trailer where, because I never got to do this myself, where you shoot something out of an airlock, and before the thing comes, like the shields come up or whatever, you switch places with the person that you were supposed to kill, and you're inside, and they're just out floating in space.
Oh,
Something like
I
that.
had never thought about that. And that's the best part about this game. There really are that many ways to like finish a mission. It's just super interesting. But on that same note, I actually realized this last night. There are ways to block yourself from finishing a mission as well if you get a bit too creative without thinking it through. Because I had an item that lets you it places a trap on the floor, and then if anyone runs over that trap, they get teleported to wherever you've clicked, and you can click outside the ship, and they'll get teleported there, right? So I was having trouble with this mission, but I knew that I had that item. So I was like, look, there are these guys in this room at the start of the mission. I know that they're there. So what I'm going to do is go up, shoot one, and then let these guys run over my trap. Then they'll get shot. I'll shoot it outside of the ship. They'll get lost into space. I can move on. So I did that. Except I shot the wrong guy. So, like, I had a shotgun, so I shoot the shotgun, and the bullets go, but they miss the guy I meant to hit, and they hit another guy. So then the other guys come at me where I had set the trap and get shot into space. The guy that I was trying to shoot had a key I needed to open any other door that I needed in the ship, and he just got launched into space. I don't get that key. Like,
So the mission failed.
but it didn't. But that's the thing, because technically you haven't been seen or died. The mission doesn't fail. You just can't do anything. Like the idea is that you either leave or you figure out a way around it. And they say that a lot in the game, and I think that's really cool. On some of the story missions that they have, they're like one of them starts really interestingly. You start in the middle of space, like just floating, not in your ship, just floating, and all you've got is a shotgun and like a pistol that shoots armor-piercing rounds or something. And you have to catch up to a ship by shooting in the opposite direction to get yourself there. And the little text at the bottom of the thing is like, is this your plan? Do you know what you're doing? I hope that you have like a backup plan for if this plan doesn't work out. And it's just like that sort of thinking in the game just is amazing. I really like how they set this up.
Just like Halcyon 6, this game is a lot tongue-in-cheek with its dialogue and its storytelling, and that's something that I also really appreciate, because it makes it a lot more interesting when you're, maybe you're not too big into sci-fi, so you're not big into the big heavy sci-fi lore of the Gloxians and the Rematrons
Exactly.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of that. It's like, hey, you're a bum, I'm a bum, let's just go get this job done. Are you stupid? You're probably stupid. Have fun, be stupid. A lot of this game is, it's not pandering to a specific audience. It's got a low barrier to entry. But that's all I got to say about it. This is pretty worth it for, I think right now it's about like $15. I don't know why I checked my
Exactly. Yeah, and it's and this is the best part about this entire series that we do. All these games are super approachable. Like even if it's not your cup of tea, the money that you're, I guess, potentially throwing away on it, you'll still have a good time, and you could find that game that you just love forever in this that cost almost nothing. So it's definitely worth the try, at least in my opinion.
Exactly right. So, Heat Signature for $20, Chris. I approve.
Oh, I absolutely approve. I'm gonna play tons more of this game, actually.
I know. I also will whenever I get the free time. But with that said, this has been Loose Change. I'm Trae D. Price.
And I'm Chris Champagne.
And we out. Save your money.